Hello everyone, and welcome back. This is, of course, another episode of the CEO Diaries. I am your host. I'm Lauren Dallas. I am CEO of Future Females, and I'm really excited about today's topic. We are going to be digging and diving into the world of Facebook and Instagram advertising. So please do, as you join, I see we are now live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, everywhere that we should be. So welcome. Thank you again for spending this time with me. Today, I do not have a guest, and that's because some of you probably don't know, in my past life, I was a Facebook and Instagram advertising coach. So I did a lot of advisory work to people on their paid ad setup, specifically to early stage startups. And now I sell courses on how to implement it for your own business. When I think about the growth of Future Females and my business previously, predominantly it has come from having a really solid understanding of how to amplify content, how to amplify messaging, how to generate leads, and ultimately how to sell on social media, predominantly through paid. So that's why I am going to be going through my own strategies with you today and just sharing, some of the things that typically hold founders back in setting up their paid ads. And also I'm going to share screen and take you into our actual ad account so you can see. One of the interesting things is what worked pre-COVID when it came to paid ads versus during COVID to now in 2022 is very different. It has evolved like substantially, something like the size of your audience. The recommendation and what was best practice a year ago is now almost the exact opposite of what's working today. So that's why I want to go into it in this session with you. So I hope you've brought your questions. I'd love to understand as well where you guys are at, if this is something that's really working for you, you're loving your paid ad campaigns, or it's something where you feel you're a little lacking and you need some extra help. That is why I'm here. So before I jump into that, if you've joined CEO Diaries before, you will know that there is always a competition. And that is that one of you, whoever engages most or asks a really valuable question or shares, please, from your experience, because we are a community. We're all here to learn from each other. I'm going to pick one person at the end, and you can win your choice of Future Females merch. So you can check it out in our shop on Instagram and pick whatever you like best. T-shirt, water bottle, matching tracksuit, tote bag, cute little rose gold bum bag, whatever it is, we're going to send it out to you. So please do just make this as interactive as possible. I can see some people have already said hello. So hello. We've got a Karina on LinkedIn. Actually, we've got a couple of Karinas joining on, a Karina and a Karin on LinkedIn, and people also over on Facebook. So say hi. Let me know where you're joining from. My commitment at CEO Diaries is always to be really real and raw and share with you the reality of what's happening behind the scenes. So I intend for this to be no different. Cool. So to set the scene, you know that we are working towards launching this new platform of Future Females. We've been building it for a long time. We are getting very impatient around the launch, but also making sure we have something beautiful and perfect to launch to you with. So we have now got 15,500 people on our Future Females waitlist, and we have been acquiring these leads from all different sources. We're lucky because we had an email database to tap into. We have strong social media audiences, but we also have really invested in an advertising campaign, which I'm going to show you. We've spent not a huge amount of money, $3,000 to $4,000, which, at a 15,000 person wait list is really good. It's a really low cost of lead. But that is because we had other sources to tap into, but also because what worked before in terms of ads that just drive direct leads is no longer the best strategy. So I want to speak to a few of the things that aren't working and haven't worked for us. And then I'm going to share screen and show you what is. So let me know if any of these resonate with you. Firstly, we are a global organization, and I can see lots of people tuning in from Kenya and South Africa and Joburg. I'm currently sitting in Cape Town. So we market to 56 different cities where Future Females has launched across South Africa, the rest of Africa, up into Europe, Australia, the US, Canada, the Middle East as well. And what doesn't work is putting all of your audiences into one for your paid ads. So we did this at the start. We had our ads set up, celebrating the waitlist, inviting people to join it, as well as some warming ads, which I'll speak about. And we put it all up with, a fixed budget per week. What quickly happened is that because some countries are much cheaper to generate leads from, Kenya and Nigeria have really low cost of lead. Some countries are really expensive. Australia is typically one of the most expensive markets to generate leads from. So what we realized after a week or two of looking back at our performance was that actually we had really reached our Kenyan and Nigerian database, but our Australian audience had actually not even been seeing the ad, just because it works on that auction basis by geography. So I share that because if you do focus on multiple places, and I see quite a few people from Cape Town, from South Africa, if you have, say, a UK audience and a South African audience, I would always split them, which is what we then did. We're now running different ad campaigns for every country or bucket of countries. So I think that's the first thing, is considering that auction thing. And that's one of the key things we changed. The second is then back in the day, the day being a couple of years ago, you were able to put up a lead generation ad. And just to be clear, we're building leads. You guys are on our wait list. If you're not, the link is in the caption. And that for us, a lead is when we have someone on our email list. So we can reach out to you via email. We can send specials. And ultimately, when products are ready, we can sell through email. We own our email list, which is why it's much more valuable than, say, building up just an audience on Instagram. So for us, we define a lead as that point that someone has opted in and given us their contact information. If you're not doing any lead generation in your business, I would heavily encourage it. You don't want to build a business where you don't own your own audience, right? Anything could happen to Instagram overnight. We've seen Facebook's organic reach, like how many of your audience you can reach without paying for it. It's dropped to nearly 0%. If anyone's having great traction on Facebook, please let me know in the chat. But Instagram is also going that way. The more people there are, the more content there is, the more competition there is, the harder it is for you to get traction and growth without paying for it. So firstly, we can pay for it, which I'm going to go through. But secondly, rather have your social media audience also in your email list by doing lead generation. So those are the types of ads that we've been spending the most money on, as you can imagine. Join the wait list. Yay, give us your email, opt in, refer your friends. But interestingly, in some countries, that works really well. In some countries, it doesn't work at all. So I can see Karina Diesel on LinkedIn just saying, I never knew Australian leads are more expensive. Interesting. Cool. So this is what we found. Australian leads were like over $5 per email list, per email that joined. In South Africa, it's $1. In Kenya, it's 50 cents. In Dubai, it's $2 to $3. So that makes it really expensive for an email address. We don't even know that they're going to pay at the end of the day. So, and you'll see this if you're marketing to different countries as well. In some places, it's prohibitively expensive. The gut instinct, right, is just to turn your ad campaign off and be like, it doesn't work in Australia, turn that off and scale up elsewhere. But actually, what it means is just that audience is cold and you need to warm them up first. So, loving this. Connie is saying, true, Facebook and Instagram traction is very low, having more traction on TikTok. Amazing. We are also testing TikTok ads. So if you have questions on that, I can share with you. What is working now is not just an ad campaign where you're saying, join the waitlist or get my free ebook or go join my newsletter list. Still does in Africa, but in most other Western countries where there's way more competition, you need to take a customer journey-led approach. What I mean by that, and what we do, is have 3 buckets of people So we have people who are complete strangers, right? People who've never heard of your business. And if you're looking to grow, that's the people you want to target first because they're the strangers. You want to build touch points, have them recognize you, build credibility. Those strangers are the expensive ones to get on your email list because they don't care yet about what you offer. So we have our strangers. Then we have our warm audience. So these are people who have interacted in some way, and I'll get to how we do it in a minute. And then we only have our leads. So people who've opted in and we're keeping warm. So cool. So I am now in 2022, and I just re-recorded actually my Facebook and Instagram advertising program for all of you. I typically sell it for $200, and we've decided we're going to put it free inside our platform. So I'm very excited to have re-recorded it all and to have recorded the exact strategy within it that's actually working in 2022. And that is a 3-part strategy. So part 1 for your strangers, what you want to do is build resonance, we call it. So videos typically are a really good thing to be boosting or paying for views on at this point. Video views on Facebook and Instagram are the cheapest action that you can get people to do because video is rich content, people like video, and so the algorithm is also favoring it. So you can have a branded video. You might have seen ours. We have one we call our Something's Coming video, and I'll show you this in a minute. That one's been performing really well. The other thing you can do is just be you. And this is always my advice, and I'm sure some of you are very sick of seeing my face because it's what's working for us. Like literally having your phone and just saying like, hi, I'm Karina and I'm the founder of this company. This is what we stand for. Follow us on social. So it's not like a big push. It really is just intended to build brand awareness at that step 1. So we're spending around $700 a week now purely on brand awareness because you don't want to launch your business and then have used all of your database, and month 2 after your launch, you're like, oh, but now who am I speaking to and who am I selling to? So that's why having that ongoing brand awareness is so important. Let me know if you guys do already have that running. I really, really recommend it. Even if you're trying to grow your audience on social media, boosting your best performing video is going to be the best way. If you're struggling to grow your following or you feel like you have the wrong people following you, let me know if you're in this position. Before Future Females, I was a coach, as I explained just before, but I also worked with men. And there's no problem with that. But the problem was after I pivoted to Future Females, 50% of my Instagram audience was still men. And so I had to go through a cleansing exercise where I'm talking about offers exclusively for women, and men are unfollowing me, and I need to replace those men with new women. So maybe you're in that position and maybe you're frustrated because you've plateaued, and I did. One of the best things you can do is run a paid ad. You can get super niche on your target audience. It's the only way that you can get really niche, because when it's organic, people could be sharing your content with anyone. So you get really, really niche and run a small, low budget, let's say $5, $10, whatever is smallish for you, and boost that to that audience. It's going to build awareness, it's going to grow your following, and it's going to boost your engagement as well, right? Once the right people are following you, then they're going to engage with your content. Then you're going to grow more organically. The algorithm is going to recognize you, and you can start getting that momentum. So Karina, loving your comments today. I hope you don't mind me popping it back up. I definitely need more of the right followers. Yeah. And continuing to post content is important, but it doesn't replace those followers quickly. So it can be a really frustrating process. So the step 1 of the ad strategy, and that's really working for us, the videos boosted for brand awareness, I would really recommend for you. Get the right people knowing who you are so that when you create content that's valuable for them, you're getting their eyeballs on it. Cool. So we always have brand awareness running. Underneath that, we then only run our lead generation. So if you haven't seen one of our brand awareness videos, you wouldn't be invited to join the waitlist. We then target our lead generation ads, our ones that are saying like, join the waitlist, come check us out, get my future mapping workshop, only to people who've watched the videos. What's quite cool about that is in markets where it's expensive to generate leads, this two-step approach might sound like you're spending more, but our cost of lead dropped by half. So, well, it cut in half. So in Australia now, instead of having like $8 leads, which we don't want to pay, because people have seen a video and they're excited about the offer, now we're getting leads for more like $4. So think about what you would also go opt into, right? That's definitely been one of our biggest learnings through this process. Growing a list of 15,000 is thinking about building a warm relationship. The other thing you don't want is people on your email list who are never going to open your emails because they've clicked on an ad. Maybe your opt-in is pretty cool, but they still don't know who you are. They don't feel values aligned with your organization. So we've also seen, since running the brand awareness videos, that the people on our email list are more excited, are more engaged, are replying better, are showing up to our sessions like this. Karen, I'm going to answer this question. Reels cannot be boosted, but do you upload the videos of Posey then boost? Cool. So you actually can boost Reels now. There's just an issue with licensing your music. So if it's original music, you can boost. So there's two main reasons I've seen people's Reels be rejected. One is because exactly that, you don't have the license for the music, and a lot of, irritatingly, trending audios you often don't have the license for. So it might go super well organically, but then you can't boost it. And then the second thing is your video quality. They're really cracking down on that. But otherwise, you should be able to boost. We also take our best performing Reels and we run them as stories ads, because obviously it's the same shape and size. So if they're under a minute, then it'll run as 4 consecutive stories, which is also performing super well for us. So yay, thank you. Please do jump in with any questions, guys. I'm really happy to answer them for you. I know it's quite a lot of dry information, but I really, really love it. Like the power of having even one really strong ad campaign is super exciting. Okay, so I think I'm going to show you our ad manager setup. Give me a second, and just to illustrate this for you. So hopefully this is going to work. Share screen, share screen. Okay. Let me know if you guys cannot see my screen properly, but just to take a few minutes to walk you through it. This is your Facebook Ads Manager account, and the reason why I want to show this is because I have a very love-hate relationship with boosted posts, right? It's so easy to boost your post directly from Instagram or directly from Facebook. But when you do that, you miss out on a lot of your tracking information. And then you also miss out on a lot of your optimization opportunities, like, making smart decisions to reduce cost. One of the biggest issues with boosted posts is that, and if I use Instagram as an example, maybe you're going to boost a video like we were just speaking about. So you put $20 behind it. And in a few days, you're like, oh, cool, I've had this many views and I've had this many clicks, but is that good? What is your benchmark? The beauty of using Ads Manager, and it's the Meta Ads Manager now. You'll run your ad here. Well, you'll set it up here, and it's a free tool, and it will run on Facebook, in Messenger, on Instagram for you, even out across what's called their audience network on other blogs and media sites. And all of that information is in the one place. And then you can run many videos. Let's say you have 4 top videos or 4 top pictures. You can put all of them in here and they'll run against each other. So a good paid strategy is something that's ongoing. You're going to set it up and then you're going to review your data and make smart micro decisions to keep reducing the cost. So we've been running our ad campaigns for a couple of months now, And the benefit of that is all of the learnings, or some of them I'm sharing with you now. If we had just popped it up for a week and taken it down, we wouldn't actually know how these different micro decisions have been improving things. So please set up your ads in Ads Manager. If you are not comfortable with Ads Manager, my course is going to be in the platform, so I will hopefully be able to make you comfortable with it, because once you've started using it, you'll definitely see the benefit from a results and a financial perspective. So what you can see is that we have a couple of levels here. We're calling them level 2 and level 3. So like I spoke about the 3 different levels. Our level 1 is in a different account, but I'll focus on these. So if I click through, you can see that we are only spending $1 a day on these 3 video ads to show to people. And for that $1 or for $3, we are getting 2,000 views or 1,400 through plays, like people actually watching the video. $3, that is really, really not a large budget. I'm sure for most of you that is accessible. And reaching 2,000 people every single day, that's amazing for your business, particularly strangers, that first touch point. So the cost of video views, which is how we've set this up, can be really cheap. I'm going to open this video. This is our best performing one. So just want to show you this. I'll make it a little bit bigger, because this is me filmed in my old living room. Like, it's nothing fancy. It was filmed on a phone on a tripod. Could be your partner holding it. And it's literally just me talking about future females and saying, we're only going to reach gender equality in 108 years. I want to reach that in my lifetime. If this is a mission you also believe in, click through and follow us on social. So I'm not selling anything. I'm not talking about the product. I'm talking about the purpose. And knowing you guys like I do, we all have purposes behind our businesses. So having this as your highest level piece of content, or even just introducing yourself and telling your founder story, is really connective for your audience. So I'm going to flick back and check if I have, okay, I can see some comments here. I'm going to come back to this in a minute. So yeah, $3, right? And we're reaching 2,000 people every single day. So I highly, highly recommend doing these awareness campaigns if you're not. We then have our next level down, which are our conversion campaigns. So actually, I'll show you this one. This is the one we're spending most on. Cool. So we're looking at yesterday. Yesterday, we had 83 leads come through on our conversion campaign, and it's $2 per lead. When we started doing our acquisition, this cost of lead was all over the place. Like I was saying, South Africa was like $1, Nigeria was 50 cents, Australia was like $9. Now, across all of the different countries, we've leveled out at $2.19, which for us is a really accessible cost of lead. So you'll figure out your own cost of lead, but if you can get to $2 and sell something that's $100 or $200 to people on your email list, then you're typically in a pretty good profit position. The ratio that I always recommend, and I'll coach this in the course and the platform, to aim for is a 1 to 3 return. So if you're spending $1 on your paid marketing, you want to aim for at least $3 of that revenue back, depending on your costs, but just to share kind of a rule of thumb. So as I said, when we didn't have the brand awareness before, this cost was all over the place. It was very hard to manage and make smart decisions. But now, $2, and yesterday we got 83 leads from this campaign alone. So that's 83 people on the email list. Obviously, not everyone on your email list is going to buy, but let's say 10% do. That's potentially 8 new customers. We're not selling right now, as you know, but we've implemented this strategy many times over for my other courses as well. And we do achieve roughly that 10% conversion from email list. So just to show you some of what's set up in here, and maybe you've seen some of these. So we have a massive mix of images. So the great thing about Ads Manager is that you don't just put one image in. You can put one that's mostly text, one that's a picture of me, one with a picture of our goal setting workshop and workbook that all of you should have by now. If you don't, let me know and I'll send it over to you, but it should be in your inbox. pictures with cocktails, just to see how people respond. So the key here I would recommend is to experiment, and you can't do that when you boost, right? You're just boosting one thing. So you can put up to 10 different images or videos in all at the one time. Facebook and Instagram will run all of the images for you and tell you which one is your best performing. So I'm going to show you that in just a second. And then we also have videos running. So you can see, again, video of me, super simple. I'm sitting in a chair just over there, and we've overlaid captions. Always put captions on because people listen. 82% of people on Facebook listen without the sound on. So if you don't put a caption on, you might look beautiful or not, either way, whatever your vibe is, but people don't know what you're saying. You're just a talking head, we call it. So make sure you've put your captions on. What's really freaking cool about this is hopefully it's going to work now, is the breakdown. So like I was saying, you can put a whole bunch of different images into one ad. And if I go cost per result, let me go down to one we've spent a little bit of money on. Okay, well, this will do. You can see here, and it's going to be very, very small for you because it also is for me, but you can quickly see the cost of lead by image. So the best high converting image is me with a cocktail. I would also click on that image. Our most expensive one is the one here that looks like a vote, like yes or no to your best lifestyle. So then we can really quickly, daily, be like, okay, let's take that one down. Let's put another cocktail image up, or let's try one with my dog in, which also has performed really well. Because imagine if you knew this every day and you could stop getting leads for $1.50 and just put all of your money into the one that's getting you leads for 27 cents. So that is also part of the beauty of using Ads Manager. I'm going to stop sharing and come back to all of you. I've seen way too many talking heads, Karina. Absolutely. Cool. So yeah, just to show you our setup, having, and I've shown you the two stages. One, small budget on a few different videos targeted to strangers. Get that first touch point, and it's cheap, right? Then second stage is your lead generation. That's where you put your compelling offer out there and direct people into your email list. Definitely having those two stages is important. Stage 3 is then where you keep your email list warm. So, of course, some people will buy from you immediately, but some won't. So this is where things like your retargeting ads come in. You might have seen me doing a video that we've retargeted to you, talking about the rewards you can win on the waitlist, saying like, if you refer, I'm going to send you my playbook free. I'm going to give you access to my Level Up launch library free. So thinking about how to keep adding value after that point. Often we do it by email because you're like, oh, you're on my email list. I'm going to send you the value. But the best thing you can do at that stage is mirror your email strategy with your paid ads as well. I'm going to stop for a second and go into questions. I can obviously talk about this all day. And I'm really, really excited to be sharing my new version of my best course with all of you in the platform. Connie, how do you get qualified leads and not just a bunch of names of people looking for free stuff? Stop the lead gens because there are many freebie seekers. Cool. 2 suggestions here. 1, go really niche with your audience. Smaller audiences are better. And actually this 2-stage audience as well, people kind of qualify themselves. If your first video is really strong about your value proposition, and I know for you it's sustainable cosmetics, so speaking about that and the importance of that and why you started it, then your lead generation ads, you only spend on people who've seen the video. And it's not like they've seen 1 second of it. You can do it by through play, which I just showed you. So that's people who were engaged enough in that video to watch a majority of it. Then you're only paying to get them as leads. So the 2-step really improves the quality of your list because, as you said, you don't just necessarily want the freebie seekers on there. The second thing you could consider, but I don't know if it makes sense for you, is instead of having a freebie to get on your email list, you could have what we call like a tripwire. So a very cheap product, something that's $5. For example, I have my playbook. It's $29, but I often run a promotion where I sell it for $9. So we direct people straight to a page where there's a countdown timer. The 29 is crossed out and there's a 9 there, and we're like 48 hours to buy this for $9. So there's urgency and there's low risk for people because it's so cheap. And then we build actually a database of customers rather than just a database of freebie seekers, if I can use your language. So perhaps you want to try both of those approaches. Cool. Karen, with Facebook ads linked to Instagram, I still get more engagement on Facebook. Cool. I mean, it's interesting, right? Different people's audiences are on the two different platforms. Instagram for us tends to skew a lot younger, and Facebook, our leads tend to skew a little older. But our conversion to customer is really good from Facebook. So I think if you want to redistribute where you're getting the engagement, you can set up two ads exactly the same and have one only run on Facebook, one only run on Instagram. Still do it in your ads manager, just edit the placements, and then you'll be able to control the spend and also like isolate the performance too. Oh, and that is your exact next question. Is it better to separate? It is possible. In your ad setup, there is a section called placements. You can just deselect all the Facebook ones and save that as your Instagram ad, clone it, edit placements, select Facebook, deselect Instagram, and go from there. I'll actually just show you. 1 second. Cool. Okay, let me share screen. Alrighty, so should be able to see that now. So when you set up your ad at the ad set level where you're putting your audience in, you scroll right to the bottom after you've put in your budget and your audience, and you can see this section called placements. So you can literally just select or deselect entire platforms here. So if you feel like your spend, if you've never run an ad before through Ads Manager, just keep them all selected, because then you're going to learn and you look at your performance afterwards. But if you're in a situation like Karen, then deselect, let's say, this one and call this your Instagram, clone the ad, come back in, deselect Insta, select Facebook, and then you'll have them both running separately. Cool. Okay. What other questions do we have here? Great. The awareness strategy makes sense on how to get better qualified leads. Okay, great. I'm very, very glad. Karen, love Meta. Yay, me too. And don't let Facebook choose audience. Absolutely. This is a really good recommendation. There's something called like audience expansion. This is what Facebook wants you to do. So when you go and set up your ad, be super specific. You want to have a small audience. When you pick criteria, for example, we target women, obviously. We target women who are based in different cities. We target women who are interested in entrepreneurship. Maybe they're following someone like a Gary Vee or a Marie Forleo. So we're getting super specific. We want to end up with audiences that are like a couple of 100,000 in terms of size, not millions. Reason being, you're going to learn more quickly. So then when you see that little button that's like, do you want Meta to expand your audience for you? I wouldn't select it, because that often brings in people who are not exactly in the niche that you want to target. So love this. Thank you. Okay, cool. What do you make your target audience? Okay, perfect. I think I just answered this one, to be honest, the biggest difference between interests and demographics. You guys know who your target audience is. If you're in business, like literally pick the person who spent the most money with you and try and define them within Ads Manager, but also experiment. So we do some interested in entrepreneurship, and we do some like purely demographics. Think outside the direct scope of your product too. For example, we have two audiences that work really well. One is people who are page admins on Facebook. Because if you're an admin of a Facebook page, you're probably starting a business, or you're at least starting a community or a society or a cause. So that's kind of a nice proxy for entrepreneur. The other one that works nicely for us is frequent travelers. We're obviously not in travel, but if you are a frequent traveler, then you probably have a disposable income, and potentially you already have location independence. So you might be running your own thing. So think about those kind of slightly out of the box criteria to test as well. Okay. There are quite a few comments here, so let me keep going through. Do you choose at the beginning? Cool. Do you choose at the beginning to get more leads instead of messages or engagement, or do you split it? Yeah, we split it. So we have our brand awareness, which is for video views, and then we have our lead generation, which we set up as a conversion campaign. So when you use Ads Manager, you can set up your ad with the objective conversions, meaning you're literally saying to Facebook, I want leads. I want email addresses on my list. So when you tell them that, that's what they're going to help you achieve. So we always split it those two ways. Cool. Connie, how would this work if you're running ads for a course, not a wait list? Understand the awareness campaign. Okay, great. So we would still have the different tiers. So typically you're still going to have your brand awareness where your videos are. Often if you're selling a course, you are offering something beforehand, right? You might be offering an ebook or offering a webinar. So we would do lead generation into that freebie. Maybe it is also a wait list I run for my other course too. Then the third tier would be your sales ads direct to the payment page for your course. Cool. Amazing. Any more questions, guys? I feel like this has been such a, I know not everyone loves Facebook and Instagram advertising as much as me, but I'm really enjoying myself. So thank you for all the questions. If you've only just been joining now, Lizette, I see you over on YouTube, so welcome. We are really speaking about what's not working in the world of paid Facebook and Instagram ads and what is working. I shared my screen. I showed our ad setup as well. So feel free to go back on this recording once I wrap up the live. I think one more thing to mention is, we've been speaking a lot about Facebook and Instagram, but thank you. But we also, and it's a smart strategic decision for your business not to put all of your money and energy into one platform. And because Facebook and Instagram is now Meta, right? If Meta closes, you've lost Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp and Messenger. So we also advertise on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Google, and also just started experimenting on TikTok. We are spending 90% of our budget on Facebook and Instagram because we know it works. It's also one of the cheapest other than TikTok. But we're experimenting so that if anything happens with Meta, we have already got a bit of a base and a track record on these other platforms. So I would really recommend doing that. Google also owns YouTube, so you can run your one ad across all of their offerings. And then TikTok at the moment is super exciting. The cost of advertising on TikTok is really, really low. Probably because not a lot of people are doing it. It's not even available in some countries. In South Africa, for example, you can't just go set up a TikTok advertising account, but you can find an agent to set up your account for you and run your ads for you. So just a quick recommendation to have your one main ad platform that you're really investing in and optimizing, but try, if you have capacity, have at least one other experiment running. So if anything happens, your whole business hasn't closed. I remember it was the night before Black Friday 2 years ago, and our ad account got blocked on Facebook. And so all of these campaigns just couldn't run. I spent my entire night, stayed up overnight, creating a new ad account, relisting all the campaigns, and that one also got blocked. So a really good learning in diversification and having campaigns set up in at least two places. Okay. I think I'm going to leave it at that. It's been about 45 minutes, which is one of our longest CEO diaries. So all that is left to do is to pick our lovely competition winner. So quick reminder, every CEO diary session, we give away an item of Future Females merch. You can choose which item you would like. You can visit our shop on Instagram and pick and let us know. And this is really just based on interaction, sharing, and questions. So I'm going to pop up our winner. And our winner is Connie. Yay! Connie, thank you so much. I know you've been with me since the start, so appreciate it. Appreciate all your questions. I hope this has been useful for your business as well. If you just DM us on any channel, I see you're on Facebook, DM Future Females your best email address, and we will send you over your merch options for your selection. So congratulations, and thank you so much for joining me. Pop that back down. For everyone else, well, and Connie, CEO Diaries is a regular weekly session, and each time we dig into a different topic. Next week, same time, same place on every channel you are on, I'm going to be talking about the 8 things I wish I had known or thought about before starting this launch. So if you are working up to a launch now and working on your strategy, this is going to be a really good session for you to tune into. Great. Have a really, really good day. And I look forward to syncing with you all next week. Bye.